What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Once again, we are back with our guy, Evan Edinger. Was I wrong about the BBC? I believe that stands for the British Broadcasting Corporation. I guess we're about to find out, but before we do that, what I need you to do is subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You'll subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. I'm human. I talk back. I'm sorry. If you got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon, or in the description section there's a Google form link. What we got, Evan?
Hi there, Evan Edinger here, that YouTuber that makes British American cultural content and anything else he finds interesting. And he speaks in the third person, he guesses. Anyway, so last week I made a video about the TV license, and oh my god, did I rustle some jimmies. I am so sorry, Jimmy. Half of you loved me, half of you hated me for something that I didn't think I was necessarily talking.
I need to go see that video. You feel? I need to go see that video. We gonna finish this one, but I need to get to that one soon
half of
too.
You loved me, half of you hated me for something that I didn't think I was necessarily talking about. I was talking about TV licenses. However, boy, did I not talk about the BBC enough. Let's dive in. Was I wrong about the BBC? No, I don't think I was making too many points about that. However, you guys made some really good points, and I want to talk about those. So, first big point, the BBC is ad-free and impartial. Other options are all full of ads, and it allows the BBC to create content that deserves to be made, like Spring Watch. That's a comment. Now, I do think if you say something like, something deserves to be made, you're a little bit up yourself. Just a little bit. I don't think anything deserves to be made necessarily. As much as you enjoy a piece of content, that doesn't mean that it deserves to be made. However...
That's facts. That's facts. Oh, this is interesting. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so it's ad-free, which already right there, that's beautiful. Perfection right there. But, yes, to say something deserves to be made, I feel that way about a lot of shows. And other people probably don't feel the same way as I do about those shows.
To be made necessarily. As much as you enjoy a piece of content, that doesn't mean that it deserves to be made. However, I do agree that it is nice to see that without advertorial pressure, BBC can fund these beautiful artsy shows that maybe advertisers wouldn't have been so on board with. You know, beautiful shows like Little Britain. A show that features lots of homophobia, blackface, and making fun of people with disabilities. True British culture at its finest. You're right, I don't think many advertisers would have been on board with that. Now, before you go and comment in the comment section, obviously...
You get canceled, mess around, do that stuff. You're going to get canceled. You just can't.
Many advertisers would have been on board with that. Now, before you go and comment in the comment section, obviously... Listen, I've seen a couple episodes of the show. It is very out there. It is incredibly British. It's so freaking meta. I don't think anyone outside of this little island will actually get as much of the jokes as there are. And I'm not super politically correct, so I'm not trying to big up a big stink here. I'm just bringing up a good point that, hey, there's counters to everything. Now, I do find it really good that the BBC is impartial because of their lack of ads. In fact, if there's ever a brand mentioned, I believe they do have to say something like, other brands are available. That's cool. At least you know that what they're saying isn't based on a commercial relationship or anything. I, for one, hate when I'm trying to look up, like, let's just say I'm looking up a good blender, and you go into the stupid blog, and every freaking link is an affiliate link, and I'm like, I don't trust any of those, because you're just trying to get paid for my clicks. So what if you really didn't like the blender, but you just want to get paid? You know, whereas the BBC, they're like, hey, it's a blender. Go buy this blender. Good, thank you. Now, even though I said we should get rid of the TV license, I'm not implying the BBC should be funded by commercials. I'm not. There are other methods out there. We don't need commercials, possibly a tax or something. All I'm trying to say, it's cool that it's impartial, but we can keep it that way and get it funded in a more sensible way. Now, another comment I got quite a lot was one saying, BBC content is British content for Brits. Other streaming services sway way too American. And so when I said we're gonna be losing some British jobs, but it doesn't really matter because there's other streaming platforms that will come here and film British content, I have to dial that back. I think you're really right. Even the TV show that I brought up, the Apple TV Plus series, Ted Lasso.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Filmed in the UK. But it has an American perspective. I have to agree with that, you know? The fact that it's an American in the UK, and I feel like accents aren't just, you know, that's how he speaks. It's more like, he's from Manchester, you know? And there's lots of American jokes that I'm almost certain 75% of the audience of Ted Lasso based in the UK will not understand.
Okay. I understand. I understand that. BBC creates British content for like real Brits, and it's like, whereas these other platforms, it seems like most of their content is more American, more to be viewed by the American, I guess, crowd, American culture. Yeah, it makes sense why you'd want to keep that thing. That's understandable. Keep it rolling.
Certain 75% of the audience of Ted Lasso, based in the UK, will not understand. That's why I love the show so much. It's basically like my YouTube channel. However, when they make footy jokes, I have no freaking idea what? There's different sized football pitches. So yeah, if the BBC ended up going away, that would be quite sad because we're no longer getting as much British content about British people for British people with their voices. So I do think that's a really good point. And you're right. Now in my video, I brought up some statistics from Deloitte, a study that was done in December 2021, saying that over time, it's just going to be older generations watching broadcast media. And I got a comment saying, well, I work in broadcast media. I'm 24 and everyone I know watches broadcast media. Well, that's quite a bubble you're in. Do you not see that as quite funny? It's the same thing as me saying, well, I'm a YouTuber, my friends are YouTubers, all we do is watch YouTube. It's true, but we're on opposite ends of the needle. However, there are some middle grounds there in which studies are showing that people are swaying more towards the new media side. In fact, if I bring up that Deloitte study from December 2021, the other page of it was showing that by 2027, it is seen that age disparity, the older generations are really gonna be the ones that are uplifting the broadcast media, whereas newer generations are just more into the new media. And that doesn't mean that they won't like it at all and the sides can't cross. It's just saying that both ages really have their preferences. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can be a zillennial or whatever they're called these days and enjoy some broadcast media, and you can be a Gen Xer and enjoy some TikToks. I don't care. I'm just saying statistically, over time, we're looking at a shift in the way that media is consumed within the country. I know some of the older generations.
That's fact. That's just facts, basically. And I guess I don't know how it is over there in the UK. You know what I'm saying? I know definitely in America, cable TV is like, you give it 5-10 more years and it may be non-existent. You know what I'm saying? Because they're just, you have the Netflix and you have the Hulu and you have the Amazon Prime and you have the Paramount Plus and you have there's so much streaming platforms, like so much, and now those streaming platforms also give you live TV that cable TV is just, nobody really watches it anymore. I would think the older crowd would watch it still, but the younger crowd, no. The younger crowd is definitely on streaming platforms or social media, or you know what I'm saying? It's I know that's how it is over here. If he's talking about it trending the same way over there, it makes sense.
We're looking at a shift in the way that media is consumed within the country. I know some of the older generations really, really love old black and white films. There's something nostalgic about it for them. And so I know that's kind of basically how it's going to be for these older broadcast media programs with older generations. They grew up on them. Myself, I never really had much nostalgia for much. I didn't grow up watching anything on the BBC for the most part. And in fact, though I did watch Cartoon Network and Disney and Nickelodeon growing up, and PBS, which I did really enjoy, the things that I really am nostalgic for in my situation and from my generation is actually online content that I grew up with. Things like Homestar Runner, Newgrounds, even YouTube. I mean, maybe that's one of the big reasons that I am now someone that creates this style of content. I grew up really enjoying those individual creators making things and sharing things that they want to share, rather than these big studios creating things with lots of, commercial interests. And so for me personally, maybe it's because I am an immigrant who's moved here and, has tried to become accustomed to British culture. I don't have any nostalgia for the BBC, and I don't really care for much of its content. Someone was like, you gotta watch Spring Watch, it's the best content ever. That's your opinion, that's not necessarily for me. I feel like if the BBC really want to make more money and a better funding type system, they could make better content. Easy solution. Oh, easy for you to say, you make shit videos on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has their own opinions of what they like and dislike at the end of the day.
Better content. Easy solution. Oh, easy for you to say, you make shit videos on YouTube. Yeah, but I am just a guy. And I'm saying Doctor Who, that really spread out from this little island, Same with Sherlock, did really well. I personally was like, they're okay. But it didn't really drive me to watch anything. And outside of those two shows, I actually had to ask multiple people, like, what shows are on the BBC? And I think I'm actually going to be making a video in the future reacting to find out like which shows are real and which aren't, because I genuinely don't know all these types of shows out there. It's just not that style of thing that I'm into. That being said, I have watched a lot of First Dates, but that's only because I was on it and I wanted to know what I was getting myself into.
Can I get you some water?
Are you a sparkling person?
I've got a sparkling personality. Oh wow, I love that.
And if you want to know how it was, I will be sued into oblivion if I even tell you how it went. So, there's that. The one big...
Really? Man, I want to know. I didn't know he was on the TV show, you feel me? I really want to know, man. Dang it. Did it not air? Like, I want to see if I got aired.
Tell you how it went. So, there's that. The one big comment that people sent me a lot was essentially, I do not want to lose the BBC, personally, and therefore, I'm paying for it even though I'm not watching it as much, and you should too. What do you want about me? I'm supposed to be paying for something I'm not using? With inflation and the way things are going, £159 a year and increasing, I and other people should be paying £159 a year for a service that we don't use at all out of the goodness of our heart because you enjoy the content. And that's where a problem is. No, like, especially if I'm not gonna use it, that literally makes no sense and to why I have to pay for it. You feel me? Like, if you use it, you should have to pay that. You should have to pay that. But if you don't use it, then why do you have to pay for something that you don't use? Especially when it comes to streaming platforms, I would think. Or I guess this is cable or broadcasting, so this is like British cable, basically. But I don't think you should have to pay for that. That'd be like me paying for a Netflix subscription and never watching an episode. I'd never do that. £1 a year for a service that we don't use at all out of the goodness of our heart because you enjoy the content and it's good for people that like it. I disagree wholeheartedly. I'm really sorry, but it's just not something I can agree with. I think if you enjoy the content, you should pay for it. Imagine if I said, guys, Netflix is going to decrease the price of Netflix if we all sign up. Can you all pay so that I don't have to pay as much? No! What the fuck do you mean? Says the guy that has two different people's passwords because he doesn't want to pay for Netflix. That being said, still,
we all do.
I'm not going to be giving money to this random charity for you to enjoy some content that's made for British people. Instead, right? Instead of these weird charity or just voluntarily giving money or any of these weird strategies, how about we just find a new method of funding the BBC so everyone's happy? Maybe it comes out of the taxes, maybe the US model, maybe not, actually. That's a video for a future time. The US model is, I think, arguably much worse, so not that one. But we can come up with a new strategy, guys. One that doesn't involve making up rumors that there are vans driving through your neighborhood with special satellites that can see into your house to see if you're really watching the TV without a license.
Really?
That tech doesn't exist. This sci-fi mumbo jumbo, people are just making stuff up so that to scare you yet again into paying. How is that the business model? The business model is scare people into paying because there's no way of telling. Come on. You're on my side, right? Please tell me you're on my side. Have your jimmies been unrustled? I really hope so. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm the worst person in the world? Please tell me below. And if you want to be more upset about an American British man who has very distinct opinions on things, I made a video ranking all of the British supermarkets, and it's arguably very true. No disagreements from anyone, actually. Everyone agreed with me. Anyway, watch that if you want. Otherwise, I'll see you next Sunday for another video. Got a lot of good ones on this similar topic coming up in the future, so thank you very much for always engaging with this community. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.
I thought that was very interesting. Yeah, I'm more agree with Evan on this. But I guess I don't know how it is there, and I've never been in the UK. But just from the way he explained it, I guess I'm more in agreement with him. Into I don't want to pay for something that I'm not using, and it's just that simple. That's all we got for this one. If you guys got a favorite video that you want to subscribe or that you want to see me react to, you can drop it in the comment section. Or there's a Google form link in the description section, or you can subscribe to Patreon and leave a suggestion. Make sure you hit subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media and Patreon all up top. You want to subscribe to you have it? Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible. See you on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.